Well, the Seventh Amendment, which guarantees a right to a jury trial, was enacted in 1791 as the Seventh Amendment to the Constitution as part of the Bill of Rights. It was adopted largely to preserve as a constitutional right the right to a jury trial by a civil jury of a person's peers. And the reason it was adopted was because of concern that a strong federal government wouldn't grant the right to a trial to the people and would rather retain that right to a federal judiciary. For the American people who have a legal problem that they want to have addressed in a court of law in the United States, they have a right to have that case heard by a jury. I think had the Seventh Amendment not been enacted, I think that you would have a lot of legal disputes that would be resolved in front of a judge, and it would have accorded or granted far more authority to judges to resolve the disputes among individuals in courts, as opposed to having those decisions decided by a jury. Under our legal system, people who bring lawsuits before courts have a right to have their cases heard by a trial of a jury of their peers. The judge acts as a neutral party in that dispute, and the judge resolves matters of law, legal disputes that arise between the parties. The judge is to remain neutral. We have an adversarial system of law in which we anticipate that each party will be represented by counsel, or if not by counsel, somebody who understands the law. But the factual determinations that resolve their dispute are made by the jury, who then apply the laws the judge instructs the jury to reach an outcome. Well, I would say I'm not sure most people would be aware that the right to a trial by jury is an amendment that's included in the Bill of Rights. However, I think most Americans would know that they do have a right to a trial by jury that's guaranteed to them by the Constitution. Well, I think it's important in our system of government, in our judicial system, that people have a right to have their cases heard by members of the public and not have every decision made by a jury. Montana's Constitution, adopted in 1972, has a provision in the Bill of Rights section, which is in Article 2 of the Montana Constitution, which states essentially that the right to a jury trial shall remain inviolate. That means that the legislature can pass no law restricting Montanans' right to a trial by jury in civil and in criminal cases. Unlike the federal system, where you don't have a right to a jury trial in certain cases, like maritime cases, patent law disputes, in Montana, people have a right to a jury trial in every dispute that they have, whether it's a small claims matter or whether it's a misdemeanor careless driving ticket that you get in a city court or justice court.